I never thought parking in my own garage could spark a full-blown HOA war. But when Karen, our self-appointed HOA watchdog, called a tow truck on my vehicle claiming it violated visibility guidelines, I knew I had to fight back. What she didn't realize was that I had surveillance, city permits, and a background she wasn't ready for. This isn't just a story about petty HOA drama. It's about how one act of arrogance triggered a public takedown she'll never forget. The day my garage became a battlefield. It all started on a Monday. The kind of Monday where nothing feels right, until you realize it's not bad luck. It's just Karen being Karen. I had recently bought a new car, a sleek matte black Mustang that I'd dreamed of since college. My job in cybersecurity had finally paid off, and I celebrated the milestone by purchasing the one thing that had sat on my vision board for years. It was beautiful. Loud, but beautiful. Naturally, I kept it in my garage. Like any normal person. The trouble began when Karen, the HOA vice president and unofficial neighborhood spy, saw me pulling it in late one evening. The next morning, I found a notice taped to my door. It read, "Your vehicle violates HOA Section 14.2, Visual Uniformity. Cars parked in visible driveways or open garages must be in muted colors and non-disruptive to community aesthetics." It wasn't in my driveway. It was in my closed garage. I laughed it off at first. Surely this was a mistake. I mean, come on. Visual uniformity? Was she serious? She was. The next day, I returned from work to find a tow truck idling outside my home. My garage door was slightly open. Karen stood nearby, arms crossed, barking orders at the confused tow truck driver like a commander in the field. "What the hell is going on here?" I asked, storming over. "This car is a violation. It's disruptive. I've told the HOA, and we've authorized its removal." "You're towing my car from inside my garage?" She didn't blink. "You left the garage open. That makes it visible. It's a violation." My blood boiled. The tow truck guy looked at me, clearly unsure what to do. "This is private property," I said. "You enter that garage and you're trespassing. You want a lawsuit?" The driver backed off immediately. Karen scoffed, pulled out her phone, and started recording me. "This is all going in my HOA report," she hissed. "Good, because I had a report of my own." What Karen didn't know is that I had two surveillance cameras, one inside the garage, one pointed directly at the driveway. They caught her the night before, snooping near my garage. They also caught her this morning, prying the door open just enough to claim the car was visible. I didn't say anything then. I just smiled. Because if she wanted war, I'd give her one. That evening, I called my lawyer friend James. He worked in real estate law and had a history of taking down petty HOAs for fun. After I showed him the footage, he nearly spilled his coffee laughing. "She broke into your garage? You've got her on video?" "Clear as day," I said. "She's done." We drafted a cease and desist letter and served it to the HOA board the next morning. Karen wasn't pleased. She tried to double down, sending out community emails calling me a violent homeowner and accusing me of threatening neighborhood peace. That backfired spectacularly when I posted the garage footage online, along with a timeline of events. The video went viral in our neighborhood's Facebook group. Comments flooded in. "Karen needs to go. This is insane. He's in his own garage." I knew she was shady, but this is next level. The court of public opinion had spoken, but I wasn't done. You see, Karen's obsession with neighborhood aesthetics didn't apply to her own house. Her backyard was a jungle, rusted furniture, moldy pool toys, a broken gazebo. So, I called the city's code enforcement office. One anonymous tip later, Karen was served with 6 violations. And because the HOA had to enforce the same standards across the board, she'd violated her own policies. I didn't have to lift a finger after that. The community turned on her. The HOA board began to fracture. A recall vote was proposed. And I hadn't even played my final card yet. Because I had one more secret, a letter that would completely end Karen's reign. After the video went viral and the city slapped Karen with code violations, our community's mood shifted. People who had been too scared to speak up started sharing stories about Karen peeking through blinds, snapping photos of garden gnomes she didn't like, even scolding kids for chalk drawings on sidewalks. She wasn't just annoying, she was feared. But fear evaporates quickly when someone stands up first. The HOA board scheduled an emergency meeting, which I attended with popcorn-worthy anticipation. Karen sat in her usual spot, arms crossed, lips tight, sunglasses on indoors, like she was shielding herself from the truth. One of the board members cleared his throat.
We've received dozens of complaints about recent events involving Vice President Karen. Her conduct has reflected poorly on the HOA. Due to potential legal exposure and public backlash, we will be holding a vote for her removal.
Karen scoffed.
This is a witch hunt.
Someone from the audience replied, "No, Karen, this is accountability." Applause broke out. But this wasn't the end. It was time for the final card, the letter. A few weeks before this entire fiasco, I'd done a little digging. Not out of pettiness, but curiosity. Who was Karen before she became the HOA tyrant? A simple background check revealed a gem. Karen had a real estate license suspended 5 years ago for unethical practices. Turns out she'd forged a neighbor's signature during a property deal to block a tree line that spoiled the view for another client.
There was an official letter from the state real estate board. Public record. I printed it, sealed it in an envelope, and waited for the perfect moment. And now, it had arrived. When the board asked if I had anything to add, I stood up. "I'd like to submit this," I said, handing over the envelope. Karen's face blanched the moment she saw the state letterhead. "What is this?" one board member asked, opening it. "A disciplinary record," I said. "From the Department of Real Estate. Karen was cited for document forgery. The ethics clause in our HOA bylaws disqualifies anyone with such history from holding a board seat." Gasps filled the room. Karen shot to her feet. "This is personal. This is illegal." But it wasn't. It was public, provable, and completely relevant. Within 10 minutes, a unanimous vote removed her from the HOA board. Not just that, she was barred from ever holding a leadership position again. She stormed out, humiliated. The aftermath. Once Karen was gone, the atmosphere in the neighborhood changed overnight. Kids played freely. People decorated their homes for holidays without fear of a warning letter. The new HOA board even formally apologized to me during the next newsletter and promised policy revisions. As for my car, it sat proudly in the driveway for weeks, just because I could. The funny part? The new HOA president asked if I'd like to join the board. I declined. I told him I just wanted my garage back. To everyone watching, here's the takeaway. Bullies hide behind rules, but justice hides in truth. If you're fighting an unfair HOA, document everything, know your rights, and don't be afraid to stand up. You might be surprised how many people are just waiting for someone to lead. If you enjoy real stories like this where power flips and justice wins, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We've got more shocking HOA tales coming soon that you won't believe.